The living room was heavy with silence. The soft tick of the wall clock was the only sound as your father finally turned his face toward you. Your heart jumped into your throat. Jungkook sat across from you, fidgeting with his fingers nervously. His head bent low like a little boy waiting to be scolded. His damp hair stuck to his forehead, traces of rain still clung to him. Your father's voice broke the silence, gentle, uncertain. Do you want him? You blinked fast, words catching in your throat. He said that, Appa. I didn't say anything. Jungkook looked up instantly, startled, his lips trembling. I'm sorry. I was just. Relax, Jungkook. We are not mad, sweetheart. We are just asking. He blinked at her, confused. You are not mad? Both parents shook their heads softly. No, son. We just want to know. Did you ask Ryan to marry you? Jungkook's gaze dropped to his lap. He nodded quietly. Yes. You jumped in quickly, your voice a little shaky. See, Dad? He asked. I was just asking what he was doing there in the rain, that's all. Sorry, he whispered, voice barely audible. You turned to your father helplessly. He is very sad because Ria doesn't want to marry him. A shadow crossed the room, sadness, guilt, something unspoken. Jungkook's parents exchanged glances, their eyes misty. Your father sighed softly and looked at you again. Ryan, do you want to marry him? The question froze the air. You looked from your father to your mother, then to Jungkook, sitting so still, looking only at you. His eyes were wide and searching, holding that same fragile hope you had seen in the rain. His words echoed in your head. Will you marry me? You swallowed hard. I won't mind. Everyone looked up at once. Mrs. John's lips parted, a tear slipped down her cheek. Jungkook blinked, stunned, before a small, childlike smile spread across his face. You will marry me? Really? You nodded slowly, your mother covered her mouth, your father exhaled shakily, and the Johns clasped each other's hands. And for the first time in a long while, Jungkook's laughter, soft and genuine, filled the room. The garden glowed under the fairy lights. The air was cool, sweet with the scent of roses. Do you, John Jungkook, take Kim Wyan to be your lawfully wedded wife? Jungkook turned to you, smiling shyly, eyes glistening. Yes, and do you, Kim Wyan, take John Jungkook as your lawfully wedded husband? You smiled softly, heart full, and nodded. Yes. Applause echoed through the garden. Your mother wiped her tears. Mrs. John clutched her husband's hand, and somewhere in that tender chaos, Jungkook looked at you again, as if still trying to believe this was real, and maybe for the first time he wasn't alone. You stood by the doorway, eyes wide in quiet amazement. Wow, Jungkook, your room is so beautiful. The room was large, warm, and luxurious. The walls black, guitars lining one side, fairy lights twinkling near the window. He rubbed the back of his neck shyly. Thank you. You wandered around curious. You have so many guitars. He turned toward you and saw you admiring one of them. Do you play? He nodded quickly. Yes. Really? Then play something for me. He froze, eyes darting nervously. Play? Randomly, I mean. You grinned, teasing. Oh, come on, why are you thinking so much? Just play. He hesitated. I don't know what to play. I'll play some other day. You rolled your eyes dramatically. Today is our wedding night. You're just making excuses because you don't know how to play. His expression changed instantly, hurt, a little stubborn. I don't lie. I can play. Forget it. You muttered playfully, turning away. He puffed his cheeks slightly in frustration. grabbing his guitar. I can prove it, I'll play. But your attention had already shifted to the photo frame sitting on the shelf. You froze. You have my sister's photo here? Jungkook stiffened, trying to take it from you. Put it back. You stepped back, narrowing your eyes at him. How dare you say that? Do you still love her, huh? Do you want to go back to her? He blinked rapidly, panicked. I. You grabbed his collar, suddenly pulling him closer. His eyes went wide, startled. Let me tell you something, Jungkook. Now you are married. That means you can't love any other woman except me, okay? He swallowed hard, eyes flickering between fear and confusion as if trying to understand the weight of your words. Say yes and promise me. Oh, okay, I promise. You released his collar. He straightened it nervously, pouting a little. You can't grab my collar like that. That's rude. You chuckled. So is keeping her photo in your room. From now on, you won't look at any other woman. Understood? He nodded quickly. Understood. You smiled brightly and hooked your arm through his. Okay, that's enough lesson for today. Now sit here and play a song for me. He obeyed, sitting beside you on the couch. The first few notes were shaky, then smooth, gentle, and surprisingly beautiful. You listened mesmerized. Wow, Jungkook, I used to think you were stupid, but you play so well. His smile vanished. He frowned. Okay, okay, I won't call you stupid. He gave a small satisfied nod. You better not. Anyway, don't you want to change your dress? You looked down at your wedding gown and smiled dreamily. It's too pretty. I'll change tomorrow. You just play another song. He hesitated, but it's late. Don't say anything. We can stay up. It's our day. He sighed softly but smiled, then began playing again, his fingers moving with quiet grace. You leaned back watching him, his face calm and focused, the melody wrapping around you like warmth. Before you knew it, your eyes grew heavy, the soft music blurred into a dream, and you drifted off, snuggled into the couch. When Jungkook looked up, you were already asleep, snoring faintly, a smile still on your lips. He blinked, unsure what to do. He set the guitar aside carefully, looking between you and the bed. After a long pause, he decided. He tiptoed to the bed, grabbed a blanket, and came back, kneeling beside you. He draped it over your shoulders gently. His watch caught in your sleeve. He panicked for a moment, tugging carefully until it came free. He exhaled, relieved, a little proud of himself. Then he sat back, watching you sleep. His eyes softened, and for a moment something like peace crossed his face. Good night, wife. The faintest smile curved his lips as he turned off the lights. You had just stood up to help in the kitchen when Mrs. John caught your wrist with a soft laugh. Not a chance, my dear. Come with me. The kitchen is already full. Let's sit outside. It's such a lovely morning. He followed her through the sliding doors to the backyard where sunlight poured over rows of blooming marigolds and roses. The gentle wind carried the scent of jasmine, and the wooden bench beneath the shade of a tree was her favorite spot. She glanced at you, her eyes full of fondness. You remember when you two used to play here as kids? You smiled softly, of course. He used to run after butterflies and never caught one. She chuckled, still doesn't. They both shared a quiet laugh before she spoke again, her tone turning gentle. I wanted to ask you something, if you don't mind. You nodded. She hesitated for a moment, then asked, why did you say yes to him, sweetheart? You are young, bright, beautiful. And I know life with Jungkook isn't simple. Was it because of us or because of him? Your gaze dropped to the grass as a faint smile curved your lips. It's because of him, Auntie. Her brows lifted slightly and you continued softly. I can't see him sad. He's innocent and kind. He always looks at the world like it's something new. Why would any girl not want someone like him? Mrs. John blinked slowly, a tear of warmth brimming in her eyes. You said it with such simplicity, as though love was not a grand emotion but a quiet act of care. She squeezed your hand. You are calling him innocent. She said, smiling tenderly, but you don't even realize how innocent you are. You both are like two children. One trusts too much and the other protects too deeply. You smiled shyly, lowering your gaze. Mrs. John's heart swelled. She had seen you both grow together, from the little girl who helped Jungkook tie his shoelaces to the woman who now stood beside him through everything. I have always known, she whispered, if there's one person in this world who would never make him feel different, it's you. Everything began to change after that. Jungkook started to smile more, real bright smiles that reached his eyes. He would wait near the gate every morning just to see you arrive, holding a flower or a crayon sketch he made himself. Sometimes you would scold him gently when he refused to eat vegetables. Jungkook, no, you can't just have rice. Eat your carrots too. He pouted, folding his arms dramatically. But they taste weird. Mrs. John burst into laughter, whispering to her husband, look at her. She has got him under control already. Mr. John chuckled. For the first time in years, this house feels alive. The morning sun filtered through the curtains of the John house. The kitchen smelled of warm toast and milk, but you didn't know that someone had been awake since dawn. Jungkook, still in his soft pajamas, hair messy, he tiptoed through the kitchen with a determination that made Mrs. John hide her smile from the hallway. He stood on his toes, reaching for the cabinet. Where's the sugar? He mumbled to himself, eyes squinting as though the jars were plotting against him. You walked in right at that moment, your eyes widening when you saw him holding a frying pan upside down. Jungkook, what are you doing? He froze like a child caught red handed. I was making breakfast. You blinked. Breakfast? He nodded quickly, his cheeks turned pink. For you. Your heart softened instantly. You took a few steps closer and looked at the chaos around him. Flour on the counter, milk dripping from a spoon, and toast that looked more like coal. You pressed your lips together to stop the giggle. You burned the toast, he pouted. It was too slow, so I made the fire big. You couldn't help but laugh now. That's not how it works, Jungkook. He hung his head, muttering, I wanted to make you happy. That was enough. You cupped his face gently, lifting his chin. I am happy because you tried. His eyes brightened a little, though he still looked sheepish. I wanted to learn to cook. You said you like omelets, so I thought maybe if I make one, you'll smile at me. You smiled, brushing a flour mark off his nose. You don't have to do anything big for me to smile. Just being you is enough. Mrs. John, standing by the door, felt tears stinging her eyes again. She quietly turned away, heart full. Later that day, you entered his room and found him sitting at his desk, surrounded by notebooks and pencils. His brows were furrowed, his lips moving as he wrote equations on the page. Are you studying again? You teased. He looked up startled, then smiled shyly. I was solving something, but now it's solved. You giggled. Wow, Jungkook, you're such a genius. I cannot even solve a simple equation. To be honest, I hate maths. I always get zero. But you are genius. He blushed, rubbing the back of his neck. No, not really. I just like solving things. You sat beside him, leaning curiously over the papers, only to see your name written there beautifully over and over. You blinked. Wait, it's not math. He looked down quickly, embarrassed. I was practicing your name. You couldn't stop the smile that spread across your face. Practicing my name? He nodded, voice small. I wanted to write it perfectly. It looks so pretty when you write mine. I wanted to do the same. Your heart melted completely. Jungkook, you said softly. You already say it perfectly. He looked up then, eyes shining, cheeks pink, and whispered, when I write your name, it feels like I'm close to you, even when you are not around. Your chest tightened without thinking. You reached out and took his hand, squeezing it gently. At dinner, you scolded him playfully for putting too much chili in his food. Jungkook, you'll burn your tongue again. He grinned sheepishly. It's tasty. Mrs. John laughed. He listens to you more than anyone, but only when he wants to. Mr. John chuckled, adding, and when she scolds him, he looks like a kid caught stealing candy. Everyone laughed and Jungkook pouted. I don't. You leaned closer, teasing. You totally do. The warmth around the table was different that night. Light, real, full of love. Later, as the house quieted, you found Jungkook standing on the balcony, the night breeze playing with his hair. You walked up behind him quietly. What are you thinking about? He turned, his smile soft. About you. Your heart skipped. Me? He nodded. You make everything easy. I used to get scared talking to people. Now I like it when you talk, even when you scold me. You smile gently. You are learning so fast, Jungkook. He looked down, fidgeting with his fingers. Do you like being my wife? The innocence in his voice made you blink away sudden tears. You touched his arm lightly. I love being your wife. He looked at you for a moment as if trying to make sure you weren't teasing, then smiled wide enough to light up the night. I'll make you proud, you'll see. You took his hand, intertwining your fingers. You already do. And as the moonlight bathed you both, there was something unexplainable in the air. Not passion, not excitement, but peace, the kind that only comes when two pure souls finally find each other. A year had passed since that rainy evening when he had asked you, will you marry me? Sometimes you still thought about that moment, how broken his voice sounded, how pure his eyes were, and now, as you looked across the courtyard of the John mansion, watching Jungkook laughing with his students, you realized just how far he had come. Yes, students. He now taught music at a small local center. The same boy who once trembled to play in front of you now stood before a crowd of kids, strumming his guitar with a proud little smile. His laughter carried through the wind, clear, warm, full of life. You stood by the doorway holding two mugs of hot chocolate. Mrs. John joined you, smiling knowingly. He has changed so much, she whispered. He's still our Jungkook, but now he believes in himself. You nodded softly. He just needed a little faith, that's all. Mrs. John looked at you with tender eyes. You gave him that wine. You didn't just become his wife, you became the reason he bloomed. You smiled faintly. No, we both bloomed together. Jungkook walked in, hair messy, hands still smelling faintly of guitar strings. The moment he saw you, he lit up like he always did. Ryan, he called out, running to you. They learned their first song today. Even little men who played without stopping. You smiled at his excitement, holding his face gently. You are amazing, Jungkook. He grinned, leaning his forehead against yours. No, we are amazing. You laughed, shaking your head. I didn't do anything. He pulled back, eyes full of quiet sincerity. You did everything. You made me brave. You made me want to be better. Her heart melted all over again, just like the first time he had said your name. The night air was cool, the sky glittering with tiny stars, the garden lights twinkled softly, and the faint sound of laughter came from the house. His parents still smiling over the two of you. You and Jungkook sat on the little wooden bench, a blanket over your laps. He was playing with a flower, his head tilted as if trying to understand why the petals folded in. You watched him for a moment, your heart melting at how peaceful he looked. What are you thinking about? You asked softly. He blinked and turned to you. I was wondering. He paused, thinking hard. If flowers sleep at night. You couldn't help it. You burst out laughing. Oh my god, Jungkook, you're so stupid. He gasped dramatically, his eyes going wide. Again, you said it again. You covered your mouth, still giggling. What? That word. He sat crossing his arms like a sulking child. You said I'm stupid again. I'm not stupid. I just think differently. You leaned closer, still smiling, your eyes warm and teasing. Fine, you are not stupid. You are just my Jungkook. He blinked, his pout fading as a slow, shy smile took over. Your Jungkook? You nodded, brushing a strand of hair from his forehead. Mm-hmm. My very smart, innocent, strange Jungkook. He grinned, eyes sparkling again. Then say sorry for calling me stupid. You rolled your eyes playfully. Sorry, Mr. Genius. No, say sorry, my Jungkook. His voice was firm. You laughed, shaking your head. You really love hearing that, don't you? He nodded proudly, of course, because it sounds like love. You froze for a second, heart skipping a beat, then smiled, leaning your head gently on his shoulder. You are impossible, you whispered. He grinned, his voice soft but full of wonder. But you love me. You sighed, eyes closing as you smiled wider. Yeah, I do, stupid. He gasped again, pretending to be offended, but his laughter followed right after, warm and innocent, echoing through the quiet night. And as the stars shimmered above, he whispered softly just for you to hear. Even if you call me stupid 100 times, I'll still love you the same.